Hey everybody, welcome to Head Above Water, the web's first learning to swim podcast. On today's episode, the doggy paddle.
I have a dog, and he cannot doggy paddle. We'll have to teach
I was
him.
about to say, he's a dachshund. I don't think those dogs are particularly strong swimmers.
No, they have tiny little legs. Usually, they require life jackets.
That's adorable though.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a picture of a dachshund in a life jacket,
I think I have.
It'll
actually.
probably melt your icy heart.
It didn't.
Oh,
This is actually Bear vs. Mancast, at the renowned video game podcast about nothing. Today is March 4th, 2015, and Ryan and I are we're gonna talk about video games for a little bit. Talk about what we played this week. Maybe talk about some news if Ryan lets me.
No.
Okay, we're not going to talk about news. I'm
Absolutely
sorry, guys. I have
no.
some pretty juicy stories, but we're not going to talk about them.
Absolutely no news on the Bear vs. Mancast. It's been decided.
We haven't decided anything.
We haven't.
It's
Episode
just
3.
we don't really make any sort of decisions. Most of our decision making happens in the hour that we record on Wednesdays.
That's true.
I'm Nick. That's Ryan.
Yo.
Ryan, tell me about a game you played. Do you want me to go first? Because I know you didn't play a lot of games.
I mean, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll just talk about a game real quick.
Okay, tell me about a game.
Do you remember last week when you played Punch-Out for the Wii?
Oh yeah.
So I was bored one morning and I was looking at my NES games and I'm like, oh, I own Punch-Out. Let me just play some Punch-Out.
Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream or whatever.
Yes, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream. So I popped that bad boy in for a little while, and I got pretty far, I think. I don't really know how many dudes you have to fight in that game, but I got all the way up to that, oh god, what's his name? It's the Indian dude who's like a tiger.
Great Tiger.
Yep, that's his name. And then he fucking mopped the floor with me, which sucked a lot. I couldn't really figure out how to do his whole dodgy mirror punch thing. But that game is fun.
Yeah. I mean the original game, like games weren't like that before that game came out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like that weird. It's almost I always compared to Dark Souls. It's like this figure it out. Like here's a seemingly insurmountable situation.
Yeah.
Figure it out or die. And you just like basically have to say like, oh, can I block this punch? Nope. I'll wait for him to do it again. Oh, can I dodge this way? Nope. Okay, well I'll just try and punch it before he punches me. And you're like, oh, that worked. Hey, and like it was kind of the first of its kind of that game, and there really aren't a lot like it since either.
That's true. It's funny that you say that you have to learn what the enemies do, because I was fighting the hippo guy, King Hippo.
Mm-hmm. King Hippo, yeah.
Yeah, King Hippo. And, he's like that giant bandage on his belly button. Also, what the fuck is up with that? That, happens a lot in Japan.
I don't know. I'm assuming that he once tried to commit seppuku, and that bandage is holding in all of his guts, and if you take it off, he'll just die.
Truths. So, I was like, okay, clearly I have to punch him here. And no matter how hard you try, you can't punch him in the gut on the first go. And so I'm like, how the fuck do I fucking punch this dude in the face? And I'm like, oh shit, I have to punch him in the face.
Mm-hmm. Punching in the face, punching in the face versus punching in the body is a really important distinction.
It is.
That not everyone who plays that game knows to make.
Because you can spend your whole game punching dudes in the face up to that point.
Oh yeah.
And I did. And I'm like, oh, I have to punch him in the gut, but he blocks it every time. What do I do? And so he opens his mouth, and I'm like, I'm gonna punch him in the fucking mouth. And then I did.
Yeah, he opens his mouth. You're like, I'm gonna put a fucking fist in it.
And I'm put my fist in it, and then I'm gonna come around real quick with the left hook right in the gut. He's like, "Brr," and then his pants fall down, and you punch the shit out of him. It feels so good.
He falls down, and he's just literally so fat he can't get up even once.
I thought I thought I got a lucky streak on that, and then I had to fight him again, and he did it again, and I'm like, oh, he's just too fat.
Yep. Yeah, he just goes down. He's just too huge to get back up. I think that's a super interesting detail.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, and then I got to Great Tiger, and that dude's hard as fuck. And his little turban thing flashes, and then you
Mhm.
have to like punch him in the face, and I'm just not fast enough.
Yeah, that's he's no joke. I mean, there's all of those fights they can easily just beat you.
Yeah.
But Great Tiger, he doesn't mess around.
Yeah, that's true. I think the last time I played Punch-Out, I got the Great Tiger as well, and that's just the guy that I cannot even.
You'll overcome him someday. That's like that's like the thing about those games. So someday you will overcome him, and it'll
Yes.
feel so good.
I'm gonna feel so hella tight.
Yeah, it'll just, dude, you'll like just. Well, you personally, you're probably not gonna get that excited. You're gonna be like, yes, and that's like to be the extent of it.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
you probably text me or something.
Yeah,
And
that
then
sounds about right.
That'll be the end of it. Did you play the so you just played the NES version? Because I'm pretty sure you own the newer one, right?
Yeah, I bought it on the Wii U when they released those, but I just played the old one because that's where I was. And I grabbed my rectangle controller, and I popped that bad boy in the NES.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean that's yeah.
Yeah.
The game's good though.
It is good.
I'm glad you liked it. I didn't really chalk it up to be your kind of game.
Yeah, I don't know what that means anymore. My kind of game. I play a lot of shit. And
If I really thought about it, I could probably break it down.
you're for you?
No, for you.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's scary to think about because I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I have no fucking clue what I like. You're like, no, I got it.
well, I probably don't. I don't really know how accurate I would be, but I'd make some broad generalizations about the kind of games you play, and also the games you don't play, which is more
makes
telling.
sense. Yeah, that's probably true. Anyway, what the fuck did you play?
So to just get all this shit out of the way,
All this shit.
I didn't really play that much Majora's Mask. I'll explain why later. I got to preparations. I just got the Giant's Wallet, so now I'm ready to prepare to enter Great Bay Temple. And I haven't given up on it, obviously. I still want to play through that game because I like it a lot. I didn't play it this week. I've been cracking away at some Destiny.
Ew.
Kind of getting to everything I could do in this expansion short of raiding. All my guys have, exotic and / legendary gear. And, if I leveled it all up, they'd hit level 30. But if I wanted to get better gear and level that up, I had to go raiding, and I've did the math, and if you got to level 30, we'd have exactly enough people to raid, including Joe's brother.
Oh, shit.
But once again, we have to try and figure out some time that everyone can play, and that's impossible. So
what you're saying is I don't have to level up my Destiny character?
you don't have to do anything, but I would consider it because I think that game's fun.
Oh.
But enough about Destiny.
Yes, please.
I had a good time playing Destiny this week. But here's a game that I haven't talked about already. It's an iOS game.
What?
What?
They make those?
Oh, they make a lot of those.
Yeah, that's
and this
true.
is the good kind. This is the kind that I paid $2 for, and then they weren't like, "Hey, give me more money."
Whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a rare breed. That's the part where you should go, "What, they make those?"
Yes. What, they make those?
It's called Alto's Adventure, and it's an endless runner. About a man who lives in a mountain village.
Is his name Alto?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. I believe his name is Alto. He lives in a mountain village, and he seems to be some sort of llama herder, a llama shepherd of some kind.
That makes sense.
And his llamas escape down the mountain, and so he must pursue them on a snowboard.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Right?
If I had llamas, I would pursue them on snowboards.
And you kind of you go down the mountain and you tap to jump, and if you hold down on the screen, you start doing a backflip. And that gives you extra speed or something, and then you your points get converted. And you also pick up coins. Your points get converted into coins that help you buy power ups. It's very simple.
Yeah,
there aren't a whole lot of different power ups, and ultimately the game, when you're going down the mountain, only plays out a certain number of ways. and you have to jump over rocks. If you hit a rock, you're just done. It's kind of frustrating sometimes because the game has this day-night cycle that I haven't quite figured out how it works. It's not like it's obviously dynamic, but it's not based on like real world time.
Oh,
So the more I play the game, it just switches more between like night and day, and at night it's really fucking hard to see rocks in like a way that I think is inappropriate to like the gameplay style.
Yeah.
However, some of the rocks get replaced with campfires that are mad easy to see at night. So I think they know what they're doing. They're like cognizant of it, and it's kind of like a little give and take thing. And they're being, I think it's kind of playful, that whole day night and the campfires, and then at a certain point on your run, if you're doing really well, you pass by a man who's like sitting next to a llama, and he's like, you jump over him, and he's like, I'm gonna catch that alto guy, and he jumps on his llama and starts pursuing you, and you can like I mentioned before, you can go faster by doing backflips and stuff, and like if you're going fast, like he'll eventually catch up to you, but if you speed up enough properly and you're good at the game, like you can outrun him. But I don't know if he ever stopped chasing you. My longest runs have always been stopped by a man on a llama running me over.
that sounds like there's a game I just thought of that sounds like, and now I can't remember it. So that's
What kind of game is it?
It's that.
It's an auto runner.
Yeah. But there's jumping. I don't know. I don't know.
Cannabolt.
Maybe.
Cannabolt, the first auto runner ever, more or less.
Yeah, that might be true. I don't
But
know.
yeah, Alto's Adventure, it's super cheap, and it's fun. It's kind of fun, and the art style is really cool. It's very simple and a little, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like paper crafty or something. I don't know why I want to call it that. It's like just really kind of sharp, like the no like thick outlines on things. It's it's kind of simple, and it's a good looking game.
Oh, that looks pretty as fuck. I'm looking at it.
It's a good looking game.
The App Store.
And like I just played on my phone.
Almost sent you
looks pretty
a
good.
text message yesterday because I was so bored at work I needed stuff to do, and I was gonna ask
recommend
you
a game.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you for a phone game, but then I got busy, so I guess that doesn't matter.
Actually, I probably sum up a couple different phone game recommendations if I had to. I own like a ton of them, and I never play them.
That's the thing about phone games is I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, and then I never play it for more than like 20 minutes.
Luckily, I only spend like maybe $5 at a time on them.
That's true. Yeah, that's the thing, which is great.
Yeah, I appreciate the platform for that reason. Or if it's like a game that costs nothing, and like Jetpack Joyride or something, it like costs nothing. And
Crossy
then
Road.
I do like Crossy Road too.
I love
Crossy Road faded really quickly for me though.
Yep, me too.
I played it and I was like, I burned down on it super duper fast. Like I was just like, okay, I'm sick with this game now. After I unlocked like an animal I liked, I was like, okay, I'm pretty much set. That was all I really wanted. I was like, I got the penguin.
I think
I was
I got like a
big
panda
sweet
thing, and I was like,
Got a panda?
oh, I think so.
Did it make any of the area? Did it make the stage different?
No, I think it made some vaguely racist like Chinese music
Dude, just
sounds.
like oh, that's awesome. I just imagine like there'd be like a pedestrian walking by and they just give him like a Chinaman hat.
Yeah,
And, like just really because like the when you play as a penguin, like there's snow on the ground and stuff like that, and there's certain different stuff floating down the river.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that made that game really cool. But
yeah,
like
Crossy Road's neat.
ultimately, I beat your high score and I got my animal and I was like, all right, I'm good.
All right, I'm done. See ya.
Yeah. Game beaten.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about the other game you played this week?
Oh, the other game I played this week was...
Or is Punch Out the one that you forgot about?
Punch Out's the one I forgot about.
Okay,
and
so you got two more?
No, I have one more.
Okay. Is it WoW?
It is WoW.
Oh, you didn't play any other games?
I didn't have time because I was gonna play a bunch of shit, and then as we discussed prior to the podcast last week, I downloaded the Windows 10 technical preview because of another problem I was having, and then that didn't work out so good.
Well, it was a technical preview. I don't know exactly what you were thinking. What happened?
Yeah, I just didn't want to pay for a copy of Windows 8. And that was supposed to fix my one problem, but then it made a new problem.
If you waited like a GD minute, you would have gotten a free copy of Windows 10 when it was released.
Yeah, then no, I don't know. But anyway, so now I'm back on Windows 7, but then when I reinstalled Windows 7, everything was wonky as fuck, and programs wouldn't install and all this shit. And I'm like, well, okay. So I eventually decided to replace the hard drive with SSD, and then get another hard drive to put stuff on. And now we're back up and running, but it took me like all week to like get parts and all this shit delivered to my house. Then I'm like, I couldn't find my 2.5 to 3.5 hard drive mounting kit, and so I had to order a new one.
So you just needed like parts to put the SSD inside the computer?
Well, I had to wait for the SSD to show up, and then fucking Joe talked me into a Western Digital black drive, even though I have, because he's like, but Ryan, it'll go so fast. And I'm like, shit, I love going.
It's like it'll spin really fast, and then when it fails, it'll just destroy every component in your PC.
No, that's not true.
I use a Western Digital green, dude.
I have one of those too in there.
It's a great hard drive.
No, they're fine.
It works great and stuff, and it's low energy or something. I don't care.
The whole thing about greens is they like don't spin up all the time when the computer's on, so like you'll have to wait a few moments to get it to go.
I haven't had any problems with it. It's actually the only hard drive on my computer right now. So
that's probably why it's okay, because it's actually constantly spinning, because you're pretty much always using data from it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so
I'll take it. I need to interject here with a story about hard drives.
Okay, interject away.
Because I also had a hard drive thing going on this week. And by hard drive thing, I mean nothing bad. I made that sound bad.
You did.
Because you had a hard drive situation. I just bought a hard drive.
I was at DEF CON 10 with hard drives this week.
Yeah, you really were. You had to play. You had to raid on your
that was
theater
awful.
PC.
That was really bad. I'll tell you about that.
So I play a lot of games on my Xbox One.
Yes.
And this week in particular, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, I downloaded a bunch of games. And games with gold, and like the new free games for all the services came out this week, and
good. Yeah.
They also announced Games with Gold is celebrating their 1 year anniversary next month or something, or like they're celebrating like 1 million or 10 million games downloaded through Games with Gold or something like that, and they're going to have twice as many Games with Gold available next month. So I was like,
holy shit!
I need more room on my Xbox One.
Yep.
And like, I guess like the PS4, you can just open that bitch up and like put a laptop drive in it.
Yep, I did.
A laptop hard drive. First of all, that sounds like too much trouble.
It's super
easy. And second
easy.
of all, that's not an option. Don't you tell me what's easy.
It's super easy.
It seriously just sounds like so much trouble. I mean, how much more money does a external or a portable hard drive cost than a laptop drive of the same size?
They're like exactly the same, but I don't think PS4 accepts portable hard drives as
chalk one up to Xbox One
as hard drive extension.
Because I bought a 2 terabyte Seagate expansion portable drive and just popped it into my Xbox One. It said, "Do you want to format that?" I was like, "Yep." It's like, "All right. Do you want us to use it as a default device?" I was like, "Nope, not necessarily." And then it works now. And I moved a bunch of games I play less onto it, and then so I heard there's some loading slowdown when you're like playing a digital game off of it. Like the initial load is a little bit slower. So the games I play all the time, I'm gonna have on the internal.
Yep.
Then it's so nice. I've been meaning to get. I almost got the 1 terabyte, and it was like $30 more approximately for the 2 terabyte. And I was like, I should just save the $30. But every single time I do anything that has a hard drive in it, I always say that to myself. It's like, I'll just save the X dollars. And then within 6 months, I'm like, why didn't I just spend the X dollars and get the bigger? I'm so stupid.
So X dollars spent later.
Yeah, like my iPhone. Every year, I'm like, I need a bigger one. And then I go to buy it, and I'm just like, $100? Are you for real? No way. And then, like, 4 weeks later, I'm like, why am I so goddamn stupid?
Do you have a 6?
I have a 5S.
Okay, because I was gonna say this year it would have been even harder to talk yourself out of it because the sizes went 16 and then 64.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, 16 is not enough, and 64 is way too much. There's like $200 price difference?
No, it's like the same price bracket. So like,
Is $100 more?
no, yeah. So the 64 is $100 more. There's just no 32.
That's fine. Like $100 is what I come to expect for paying for that phone. So basically, the 6 cost a 64 6 costs as much as a 16 6 Plus.
I think so.
I don't know how successfully. If I thought too much about trying to say that tongue twister, I probably would have really messed it up. But I just went through it.
My brain is a little bit melted from.
Yeah, that was
a
lot. That was a lot of 6s to take in. But yeah, I have the 2 terabyte, which basically ensures me that I'm never gonna have to futz with hard drives on my Xbox One ever again. I've got enough room for everything, and it's such a pain because all the games get installed. Like all my games on disc get installed, and they take up like at least 25 gigabytes each.
Yep.
And it's like it just adds up really quickly. I play most of my next gen games on it, so I just needed to do something. Although I've been looking to get a new external for my computer too, and I almost just like as soon as I got my portable, I almost just plugged it into my computer immediately and just been like, "Oops."
Well, but you should just put another hard drive in your computer. That's what you should do.
I probably should do that, but I want to have it portable so I can like plug it into my laptop or someone else's laptop and like give them files. It sounds really stupid, but that's like both? That's the functionality I want from that.
Just get both.
Okay,
good.
It's decided.
All right. Good.
I think I interrupted your story, so I'll let you continue.
Oh, where was I? Hard drives.
You finally are working again.
Yeah, I'm finally working. It's just a pain in the ass because like now I have to reinstall everything. Like this morning when I'm like, oh shit, I have to podcast today. I installed Audacity, but I forgot about Skype, so I had to install Skype right before I called you. And it's just there's just a bunch of little things, and I can't get my fucking Xbox One controller to work. I don't know why, and so now I'm like trying to get this PS4 controller to work, and that doesn't work either.
Does your Xbox 360 controller still work?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because that controller's superior anyways.
Yeah. I don't like it as much.
Why not?
I don't like the way the bumpers feel. I think they feel dumb.
On the 360 controller?
Yeah.
The Xbox One has objectively worse bumpers.
I don't think that's true.
They're really they're weird, and you can't. There's certain points on them you can't really press them down properly.
Nice. I'm gonna touch mine right now. They're nice.
I'm touching. I got both of them. I'm like
so
double
nice
fisting Xbox controllers right now.
They're so nice and clicky. I love clicky.
You're telling me the bumpers. You're trying to tell me the bumpers on a 360 controller aren't clicky? Listen to this.
I'm listening.
That's a bumper.
I hear it.
That's a bumper on a 360 controller. How listen to that click?
I don't know.
The controller's great.
I think the DualShock 4 is a way better controller than both of them. I really do.
Okay, I just found out something that we can talk about on the bonus episode.
Great. Is it controllers?
Oh yeah.
All right, good.
Fuck. DualShock 4. Shut the fuck.
Anyway, so I'm trying to get that to work, and it's like, oh yeah, you can use the DS4 Windows thing and connect it via Bluetooth. And I'm like, cool, I have one of those. And every time I try to connect it, it just disconnects immediately. And so I'm trying to Google it, and it's all these, you know, like those videos on YouTube where it's some guy trying to teach you how to thing on a tech thing, and he's just
he's like talking to his microphone instead of just like just writing like a paragraph about how to do it.
He takes a 15.5-minute video to say 4.5 sentences, and I'm just like,
it's so frustrating.
God, and there's just like 100 of these things, and none of them help me, and I'm honestly really close to just upgrading to Windows 8 anyway, because I feel like a lot of these things are because I'm not on that and people are developing for it now.
Yeah, but when's Windows 10 coming out?
Yeah, I don't really know. I could Google it.
Or is it called Windows 10 or Windows X, or what are they doing with that?
No, it's Windows 10, like for sure.
I think it's kind of on the horizon, maybe within the next year. But if you're super impatient and you don't care about money, then yeah, screw it. Upgrade to Windows 8.
I mean, some of those things are true.
Say goodbye to your desktop.
Why?
There'd be panels everywhere.
I think
Windows 8.
I think 8.1 you can.
Yeah, there is a desktop mode.
Yeah, just put it in the good mode.
But there's gonna be so many panels, dude.
Yeah, Windows 10 has the panels too. I saw that. They're not as bad, but they're in there.
Yeah, but I get Windows 10 for free, so
yeah, that's true.
I will accept those panels with open arms, unless Microsoft requires me to give them a CD key when I go to upgrade, because I don't think I have mine anymore.
You don't save that shit? You should save that shit.
I usually do. I dropped the ball on that one.
This thing says late 2015, with the preview ending next month.
Oh, okay. Then what happens when the preview ends? Do you have to stop using it?
I don't think so. I think they just yell at you every few days to go to a real version of Windows.
Okay. Or like ask you to buy it?
Maybe.
And then when 10 comes out, you have 10?
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to continue to talk about WoW? Or should I tell you about another iOS game that I played?
Why don't you talk about a game, and then I'll talk about WoW, and
Okay.
everybody
And then
wins.
the podcast will be over.
Yep, that's true.
I played this game. I think I saw it just like in the App Store, just like looking at new games or whatever. And actually, I totally forgot about this game I played. That I only played like for one round, and it's this really kind of stylistic game where you played as a wizard and you had to draw symbols on your screen to pop the balloons of robots that were trying to land on your castle.
Yeah.
And it just kind of seemed really shallow. It was like not an auto runner, but like free to play, like buy coins with money and you get these power ups or whatever. It seemed really shallow and it seemed really hard. Like each round lasted 45 seconds. It was just like draw a V, and then like robots started coming in with like 5 balloons. I can't even remember the name of this freaking game because I already deleted it from my phone.
Oh, good.
It just got so hard so quickly, and I was just like, this game. I don't think this game has depth. I passed judgment on it maybe a little bit too early, but whatever. But I found this game on the App Store under the games category, called OK.
Okay.
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 It's free, and it's a simple little puzzle game. Where basically you drag your finger and the path at which you follow, or the path that you draw with your finger. Well, actually, it's not a path; it's just a straight line. Mm-hmm. But a ball will extend from where you drew the line, and there's a bunch of geometrical figures on the screen, and you have to get the ball to hit all of them.
Weird.
Without going out of bounds in the level. So you shoot it at like a wall, and it bounces off the wall and hits the triangle, and it bounces off the triangle and hits the circle, and then that's the end of the round. It's actually, and it's very simple, but I find it actually to be pretty amusing. It's not too complicated. There's only been a couple puzzles I've gotten really stuck on.
Yeah.
I quite like it. I'm probably going to keep playing it every once in a while. The interesting thing about it is that although it is free, after you beat 10 levels, the guy, or not the guy doesn't actually like talk to you, but the guy who made it put this thing in the game. After 10 levels, it says, "This is basically this is a social experiment. I want you to pay me what you think this game is worth."
Interesting.
And you can pay him increments of like. You can pay him $0, $1, $2, like $4 or $8 is the most you can give him. Is $8, which is that's kind of telling that just the mindset around mobile gaming is it's like no one ever in a million years will think this game is worth more than $8.
I think very few people will think that game is worth more than $4. Realistically.
Yeah, I would agree. I
it.
certainly did not.
Yeah.
I gave him $2.
That seems appropriate.
I thought so. I almost gave him $1, but I was like, you know what? $2 seems totally totally appropriate. It seems like I don't know how many levels are in the game, but I'm up past like 30 levels now. So I think it might be worth it. I don't know, it's a whole social experiment thing. I don't like being a cog in the machine here, but
you cogged to the machine.
Yeah, I messed up.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we'll see. I just playing a fun game, and then they asked me how much I thought it was worth, and I said like $2. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. I bet you most people said $1 because that's kind of the norm.
Yeah, I mean $1 is like the price of like a game that nickels and dimes you afterwards.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like a really good iOS game might cost like $4, and this game doesn't have any in-app purchases. Crap.
Good.
But I also don't know how long it is, so I wasn't ready to commit to like the $4 mark.
Mm-hmm.
But like a game like Ridiculous Fishing, that's just one full freaking game all in there.
Yeah, it's true.
It's easily worth $4. That game's awesome.
How much is that game actually?
Ridiculous Fishing?
Yeah.
I think it's actually $4.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe $5.
I think it's $4.
It's definitely not higher than that.
No.
I played a couple other games. Oh, that's just pretty much for my iOS experience for the week. Sometimes I just feel like playing mobile games. Usually my iOS go-to game, I'm too busy constantly playing Desert Golfing to ever play anything else. Have you played Desert Golfing?
I have a little bit.
Okay, so you know about Desert Golfing.
I've heard of it.
I'm on... let's see what level I'm on here. It's on like my second page of most used apps. I'm on hole 485.
I'm pretty sure I'm on like hole 50.
Yeah, 485 is not that far in, because I'm also pretty sure that there is no end in sight in that game.
If there is, I don't think anybody's even gotten close.
No one's found the end of that game. It almost makes you wonder if it's like procedurally generated.
Yeah.
And like it is literally infinite, because they're just going to keep making new ones.
Or it's 25,000 levels long.
Because even if it took that guy like a minute to make each level, that would have taken so freaking long to actually program each one.
Well, he's been working on it since the iPhone came out in like 2004.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, how crazy would it be if I was, though?
I still probably wouldn't believe you if you claimed to be telling the truth.
Yeah, nobody would.
Tell me about WoW.
Okay.
F it. Just tell me about WoW.
Oh, well. Yeah, I played WoW on Sunday with the Rady Brunch.
I just realized I realized when I listened to the podcast last week, the one last week, I listened to it like yesterday.
Yeah.
It's the Rady Brunch?
Yes.
Because it happens on Sunday mornings.
Yes.
Oh man, there's a whole new level of complexity I didn't even consider when you told me about that the first time.
It's all over the place. There's so many. It's just it's like an enigma wrapped in a noodle casserole. Noodle casserole. Yeah, so I had to play WoW on my basement computer, which kind of blew chunks.
You didn't even... Oh, yeah, your home theater PC?
Yeah, that sucked.
That thing is good enough.
Oh, it's actually fine. There's like a 770 in there, and like an i5, something or other. I just put new stuff in it. But anyway, so I was playing on that, and I had to like take two of my end table things, and I put like a board on one of them to put the keyboard on, and I had to put my mouse on the other one, and they weren't level, so that pissed me off the whole time. And I'm like sitting there playing WoW on my lazy boy, and that's fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but we got through it, and we beat a new boss this week, although we didn't beat a couple of other bosses because we took so much time beating this one. But we beat Orgorger.
Did you guys move on to Heroic? No,
not in Blackrock Foundry. We still do Heroic, Kargath, Butcher, and Twin Ogron every week, because gear.
Oh, okay.
Because like the Heroic Highmaul gear is like 5 eye levels more than normal Blackrock gear. So it's kind of even, but not really. But there's like good ass trinkets in Highmaul that we still want. But yeah, so I did that, and then after I got this thing going, I played a little bit more WoW, and 6.1 dropped last week, as we talked about, and they changed the healing spec for Monk a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Specifically in 6.1?
Yes. I don't like it. Before we had this thing where we could drink tea to get mana back. And we still have that, but they changed the way it works. So instead of being like a flat percentage of your mana back, you have like, it's something like 4 times your unbuffed spirit or whatever. Which sucks, which means we actually have to get spirit, where before we didn't have to find gear with it as much.
I kind of like that though.
I don't, because now all my gear is useless.
Have that spirit stuff.
All my gear is useless now, because I didn't pick up that much spirit gear, which kind of blues. So
kind of blues. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna fucking go for it, and I dropped that spec and I switched to Brewmaster as my off spec, which is the tanking spec, and I suck at tanking, but we're gonna figure that out together. Are you gonna try and like raid tank like right out the gate?
No, I'm probably gonna try to do LFR. I mean, we have 2 tanks already, and
Just kill one of them.
Well, okay.
In real life.
All right, cool. I gotta fly to Germany or the place the other guy lives.
Okay, do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, and then we also have another paladin who has off spec tank. So there's a couple of tanks in my group.
It was like a ret protection.
Yeah. But I picked it up, and I'm just like, I don't like Mistweaver, so I'm just gonna give Brewmaster a shot. So I picked that up this morning, and I did the Silver Proving Grounds, which means I can do heroic dungeons, which is fine.
Oh, I've never done a Proving Ground ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Spoilers, you have to do them.
I know I'm going to have to do them at some point. I also
really
just
easy.
I don't like the word I don't like the phrase Proving Ground.
Yeah, I mean, getting the silver is really trivial.
It's really, I'm sure it is. I'm sure I have no problem doing it.
Yeah.
I played my mage for so long and whatever. But just the word Proving Ground, or the words Proving Ground, it rubs me the wrong way. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Do you, I'm not going to elaborate on that at all. Do you raid Mythic?
No, never.
Is there a reason why you transferred to that server to raid with those guys if you don't have to?
It's mostly about I found that community before I found that raid team, and so I joined that big giant guild, the Convert to Raid guild, which is on Airy Peak, US Alliance. They have a podcast.
Hashtag self-plug.
Yeah, they don't need a plug. They have millions of people. Not really. They have thousands.
Not really.
But anyway, so I was on there, and then, because I'm like, okay, if I'm ever going to find a raid team, it's going to be here, because they talk about it all the time. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I'm browsing on the forums, and they're like, oh, we need a guy. I'm like, I'm a guy.
That's me. I do that. I'm the guy.
That's me. I'm a guy. And
do you have cross realm raiders?
No, we're everybody on our team is on my guild.
Like specifically?
Yep.
Oh, harsh, dude.
That's all right. I like it over there.
I've been meaning to get off my server for a long time, but like it would cost me over $200. So
I did that once.
I know, but you're also a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, no,
specifically when it comes to WoW, but in other ways too.
That's true.
I'm just not willing to make that kind of commitment.
Yeah, no, I understand.
By commitment, okay. I mean it's just so much money. It's so much
money. But yeah, that was WoW. Yeah.
I play WoW too.
Did you?
Bit.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm working on that level 100. I'm level 98 now.
Ooh, you're so close.
Probably like halfway to 99. I've been working on upgrading my garrison, because I hope to one day make mad money from follow requests, because I heard there's like some pretty lucrative follow requests to be had at max level.
Yes.
Like 500 gold type of things.
Yes. They're great.
I can't wait for that. Although I need to spend 5,000 gold to upgrade my garrison to level 3 when I hit level 100.
That you do.
Which is...
Plus you need 3,000 resources. Get ready.
It's 2,000 and I have like 4,000.
Great.
Either way, it's whack.
Whack. We do whack.
Besides leveling up my mage a little bit, I also just was kind of sitting around and doing other stuff, and like every once in a while I look over at WoW and I'd be like, you know what I'm going to do? Because I realized like my future eventually is to have 2 of every character at someday in the distant future.
Yeah.
I have 1 of every class. Someday I'll have 2 of every class, 1 for Alliance and 1 for Horde.
Yeah.
So I went through and just made a bunch of new characters and haven't played any of them really.
Oh, I did that.
And just to kind of be like, all right, this is what this is going to be at some point, like a dwarf warlock and a Pandaren rogue. Yeah, that is going to be Alliance.
Pandaren.
And I also have. You're not going to like this one. I made a female gnome warrior.
You're disgusting.
Because the idea of a female gnome warrior like tanking or something is it just amuses me greatly. I'm disgusting. Yeah, all right. Get it out, Ryan.
You're pig disgusting.
I don't know, it doesn't seem so bad.
Gross.
I'm like tiny, but like whatever.
Gnomes are disgusting. They're the filth of the Alliance.
Yeah, we should just kill all of them.
Yes.
I mean the Alliance.
No. I'm okay with that.
A lot easier. If
okay.
I just had to have one
Here are the
characters.
conditions where I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready? It's the dwarves betray the Alliance, they join the Horde, and then they kill the Alliance.
That's all it would take?
That's all it would take. I just want dwarves.
Dude, that's hilarious.
If dwarves were somehow on the Horde, oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good.
I still play a dwarf.
Dwarves are the best.
A dwarf.
Dwarfs are the best.
And then I think my final Horde characters that I only have as Alliance characters are like Death Knight and Hunter.
Yep.
I'm probably going to have probably like a Tauren Hunter and maybe a Goblin Death Knight, because I also find that to be pretty amusing.
I think Blood Elves are like the other lore one.
They are. I thought about it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's most likely what's going to wind up happening because it just makes too much sense.
Yep.
Although I might make it a Lady Death Knight because I've got so many male.
They don't have ladies in World of Warcraft.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. What?
There's no ladies in World of Warcraft.
I just have so many male blood elves that I might just be like, whatever, this one's a lady, who cares?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you only played WoW this week?
I mean, besides Punch-Out.
You played WoW and Punch-Out.
Yeah. I also played...
Hard drive game.
I also play hard drive. I played installing operating system, and I played getting SSD brackets. Yeah, I played a lot. I played a lot
so
of
exciting.
Lame games this week.
I still have a couple more games I played this week.
You know, I'm gonna throw a wrench in our format here, and I'm gonna say with the time remaining, some of it we talk about news.
You're freaking me out, man, because I got so many games to talk about still.
No, you should talk about news.
I don't like this dynamic shift that we've taken, that now you're the guy who cares about news. Do you have news to mention?
Nope.
Okay, then let me talk about some games first, and I'll get to the news. I'll feed you, baby bird. I would really want to talk about, real quick, so I did play Besiege for about 20 minutes.
Did you? I'm proud of you.
I want to play that game more later.
Good.
When I went to go play it, I realized that it made no sense to me. I am not an engineer, and I can't imagine ever being good at that game, but I want to give it a shot. It seems like really fun. It seems like a really well-made game, first of all.
It
is. Even in early access, too.
Yeah, no, it is good.
I couldn't even. Like, the thought of making a vehicle with wheels that turn like wheels
Yep.
horrifies me.
It's really easy. I'll tell you about it.
I just slapped some wheels on the sides of my thing, and I turned left, and all the wheels just pointed left, and it worked okay. But also, if I turned them too far left, it would just explode.
Yeah, the thing about that game is if you try to think about it like how cars work, you're gonna have a bad time.
I realized that
Yeah.
after I did that whole thing with the wheels. I'm confident that if I played it enough, I could figure it out. I might have to read some stuff online, and I might be committed enough to do it because it seems like a really cool game.
Yeah.
But
Don't worry, just make a flying machine.
That's seriously my next step. Is just
It's
it
really
seems
hard.
so much easier. And then I fired my cannon, and it just either destroyed my machine or just flipped it over.
Yep.
It seems super fun. It seems like a really good game. I'm just no good at it, and I'm gonna give it a crack. But after I bought it live on air last time, I figured I'd mention it.
You should. Yeah, no, it's good.
I also, real quick, did you hear about Dead or Alive free-to-play version?
Is that the
that
one
came
with,
out?
Is that the one with the titty fighters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So Dead or Alive 5 came out on new consoles, and they had a free-to-play version, although the free-to-play version on the Xbox One costs $5.
Excuse me?
I think it's something about how Microsoft, is doing things with that.
That's not
right
how
now.
free-to-play works.
Actually, I think they have free-to-play stuff, too.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
do.
know. They're probably working out the kinks. But that $5 gets you, 2 other characters. So
I
you get
guess.
6 total characters. And all I played was the trial. I downloaded it and I played the Xbox trial. And that was free. And I was like, I kind of like Dead or Alive.
Really?
A little bit. Yeah. It's all right.
Titty fighters.
Yeah, that's cool, too.
All right.
That's great. And I just, I downloaded it and I played as, one of the characters they gave me, and I just beat up a guy, and I was like, oh, cool, I played Dead or Alive. I'm done.
Oh, good. All right.
I didn't want to invest, because you can buy, characters for $4 each, and, even if I bought, I was like, I don't know, I'll just buy, all the female characters, because that's pretty much all I'm going to play as.
Yep.
And, Zach, that, kickboxing black guy who's, hilarious.
Sure.
And there's, a drunken fighter guy, and he's kind of cool. And then I'm like, oh, wow, I really should just, if I want to play this game, I should just buy the $40 version of the game, which is reasonable, but...
But how much are you going to play?
I don't think I
really.
$40 care about it. Considering I'm not even going to play it with, another person. It's just going to be playing story mode, and fighting game story modes are...
That's the best part of fighting games?
lame.
Oh.
I'm not going to play online either, because I don't feel like getting the shit kicked out of me in, 4 seconds every single time.
Plus, I feel like fighting games online are just, latency fests.
Yeah, well, I mean, the latency is, maybe it's as bad or as good as any other game, but the problem is, if there's bad latency at all, it ruins everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it completely changes how you play those games, which are supposed to be, incredibly reactionary.
Yeah, plus, Dead or Alive has a really strong countering system. You anticipate, a mid-punch, and you do a certain counter, and you counter it, every character can do it. It's, a big part of the game, and if there's latency, that could, really mess things up.
I can see that.
I also played, so here's this actually this one's a little bit longer. I'm not going to talk about it too much, because I'm actually working on writing something about it. I'm working on reviewing it.
Ooh.
Pokemon Shuffle for
What?
the Nintendo 3DS.
I played that, actually.
Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah, because it's free. Why wouldn't you play it?
It's free.
You know who else has played it? 1 million other people.
1 million?
1 million people have downloaded that game.
That's a fucking lot of people.
Because it's Pokemon and it's free.
Yeah.
So, Pokemon Shuffle is this kind of bastardization of Pokemon Troze, which has been around since late Nintendo DS.
Yep.
And they have a 3DS entry that I don't particularly like, because I think that the difficulty spike in it is too hard in a way that's really inappropriate.
Oh, good. Games for kids.
Yeah, it's not. That game's way harder, and once you get to World 4, Pokemon Troze Battle for the Nintendo 3DS is way too hard. Pokemon Shuffle, on the other hand, is very, very easy, and most levels you're gonna beat on the first try.
Great.
Especially because there's this whole matchup of the Pokemon you bring with you, and you have to oh, if it's super effective, then they're better. They do more damage.
Yep.
But it's almost an interesting element of going through and saying like, oh, I need to bring Squirtle and Mudkip, except that there's just a big button you can hit that just says optimize, and it brings all the best Pokemon with you automatically.
Yep, that sucks.
And it's free to play, so it works on a life system, but you lose a life every time you play a level.
I hate that. Not
lose a level, because I played iOS games like that. That like if you lose the level, you lose a life.
Yeah.
But this one is just every time you play it, win or lose, you lose a life, and you only can hold 5, and each one takes 30 minutes to come back.
It's garbage. That like I literally played the first 5 levels, and then it's like, okay, now you have to go try the shop, and that was part of the tutorial. That was garbage, by the way. And so I bought one with the crystal things that I got, and then I played the 6th level, and then I'm like, okay, I'm out of hearts. I gotta wait 30 minutes, and so I turned that game off, and I haven't turned it back on since.
Yeah, they give you jewels to buy like 5 more at a time, and I did that once. But the prices are pretty ridiculous. I don't have them. I don't have it like the game in front of me to check, but like I want to say like for $20 you could play. You get like enough hearts for like not 20 levels, but like it would not get you all the way through the game.
That's garbage.
Yeah,
it's so
the value's not
fucking
really there,
stupid.
and it takes to get all your hearts back. It takes 2.5 hours. Which, like, that's how I've been playing it. Like, I'll play when I get home from work. I just really like Match 3 games, and I think it's a kind of a fun one.
Yeah.
If not too simple. I would gladly pay money. I'd pay money just to have my heart regenerate faster. Not a lot, but some.
Like, if I could regenerate 5 hearts an hour.
Oh, well, that'd be crazy.
That'd be great.
But I'd be like, if I could get like a heart every 10 minutes or something like that, because I played games like that on iOS. That's that fast.
Yeah.
I want to play the game. I think it's kind of fun, but it doesn't want to allow me to play it without me like literally like giving it my credit card number and just writing it a blank check or whatever. You know?
So. No, that game sucks.
I'm gonna talk about that game more. I'm gonna write up some. It's got a scathing review coming up.
Good.
All right, I played one other game.
Okay, I'm ready.
I didn't play it that much. I'm mostly going to talk about it mostly next week. But I started playing Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know why you say uh-oh.
Because Dynasty Warriors.
I like Dynasty Warriors. They're fun.
Uh-oh.
They're fun games.
Yeah.
Hit X a bunch. But I've never played an Empires game before. This is the newest Empires game.
Is there a difference?
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
So normally there's just like a story mode, and you pick one of the warring states or whatever, and a dude to play as, and you play through a level, and there's like a little story, and it's fully voiced, and they tell you a story about what happened in China one time. This game, Empire mode, is it just like puts you in this mode, and they're like, this is a map of the region, and you control this region, and everyone else controls these, and you have to like, you have resources, and like you have money and people and building, and you have to like manage your resources and like fight battles strategically. You can fight raids to weaken the area and then capture it later in like the next month.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So you're playing Risk.
Yeah. But with like interludes of hitting X a bunch to kill a bunch of Chinese people. Like
that's neat.
It's kind of weird, and like the characters level up in weird ways. It's totally different. I think I could really get into it, but it's not quite what I was expecting. I'm definitely going to play more of that this week.
Yeah.
I'll report back on whether or not Empire's versions of Dynasty Warriors are just the craziest thing ever.
They sound nuts.
Okay, you're going to get your wish. We're going to talk about news.
No, I won't talk about news anymore.
Okay, we're going to talk about news anyways.
All right.
Actually, I totally forgot. I meant to mention this at the beginning of the show. I totally forgot. I have a quick birthday shout out.
What?
Is that okay?
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Please?
All right.
It's for the PS2.
Is it?
The PS2 turned 15 today.
What, does it?
Well, it's also been discontinued. But they don't make it anymore. But it would have been 15 today.
I mean, my PS2 is 15.
You have a launch PS2?
No.
Okay, then you don't have a 15-year-old PS2.
Don't tell me what I know.
Well, my PS2 is actually quite younger than that.
Yeah,
it's still
mine
working
too.
great. I mean, PS2s actually worked for the longest time, unless you just loved the crap out of them.
I loved the crap out of them. I think I do have that launch PS2 somewhere, and by I think my brother has.
The only way it still works is if he hasn't used it that much. Most likely the CD drive, which is one of those old-fashioned, like, and like the disc tray pops out and you put something in it and you push it back in.
Yep.
Those are so, like, failure rate-tastic.
That's my favorite feature in things. But yeah, happy birthday, PS2. I didn't know that.
If you were still alive, you'd be 15.
Oh. R.I.P.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
And in other PS2 news, GameStop recently announced that due to popular demand, they're going to continue to accept, or they're going to begin accepting again PS2 trade-ins.
Seriously?
Due to popular demand, yes.
Why? Because people have so much fucking PS2 games that they want $1 for?
Yeah.
I
guess so. I mean, I'm back.
You guys are fucking idiots.
Back in the day, I bought a bunch of super cheap PS2 games from GameStop used, and never really played them. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of a novel idea. I mean, especially if they're gonna be selling them for cheap, you can just go in and like pick up a shitload of them. But most of the stores are so small. Mm-hmm. There's no River PS2 stores in there. PS2 games. Maybe they'll just do it online or something.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
But here's the juicy piece of news that I wanted to talk to you about.
Juicy news.
Maybe you've heard about it because it's WoW related.
I love WoW.
We apparently are incapable of talking about anything but WoW.
I mean, I play it every week, so...
You play it every day, actually.
No, not necessarily.
But don't your... But what about your garrison? You're not gonna, if you're not constantly making the stuff, work orders, then you're not.
Sometimes I don't feel like doing chores. Blizzard.
Yeah, we thought dailies were bad, and then garrison stuff happened. Although garrisons are so optional, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Unlike dailies.
Yep.
So it's not coming out necessarily. They don't even have a release date. They don't have a price on it. But pretty soon, you'll be able to buy game time with gold.
Whoa!
Have you heard about this yet?
I have.
This is the craziest thing ever.
It actually goes both ways.
It does.
Yeah, so you can also buy game time tokens to sell for gold, and then you can buy the game time with gold.
Yeah, it's this really weird thing. The pricing is going to be really super important. I'm assuming it can't possibly cost more than... Or they wouldn't make it cost more than a month of game time to buy a token, right?
No, they absolutely would.
Oh, I guess they... Yeah,
that's the whole point. So, like, I'm pretty sure it'll probably be $20, if I had to guess.
What is that based on?
A month of World of Warcraft costs $15. And
you just think it's going to cost more than that because you just know.
Yeah, exactly. Because if it didn't cost more, no, that doesn't make any sense. All I know is that I read a quote where it said it will cost more than a month of game time.
Yeah, Derek Metzer or whatever said that.
Maybe.
I think it's fascinating.
Yep.
But it's also crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The idea is that you can buy for a standardized money amount, like $20. You buy this thing called the game time token or something like that. And then you take the game time token, you go to the auction house, you click on game time, and it says, okay, well, if you want to sell this token for gold, you can sell it for 5,000 gold. Mm-hmm. And you say either, yes, I want to sell it for 5,000 gold, or no, I do not want to sell it for 5,000 gold. And I think the idea is that it's always going to be the same price.
I believe that's the case. I think it's going to be a constant gold price.
And it basically just exists to move gold around in the economy. It's to like people who are say, I don't have enough gold, but I've got all this money.
Yep. It does a couple of things. It's Blizzard's one way they're trying to sort of alleviate the gold buying practices that are in WoW.
You mean destroy them?
I don't think it's going to destroy them.
Well, I know, but that's what they want to do.
Yes, that's what they want. I don't think it's going to be priced effectively enough for that to be the case. But The other thing they're adding essentially another gold sync, but it's also to reward players who have gold. I
You're
guess
saying that this is a gold sink?
yeah.
Well, this isn't a gold sink because it's not destroying the gold; it's moving the gold.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
So like mount training and garrison stuff was
gold sinks. Yeah,
They were gold sinks. They were methods of removing gold from the economy so that gold didn't become overinflated.
yeah,
Although, I mean, that's going to happen anyways. But it was them trying to slow it down a little bit.
yep.
This is just moving gold around, which is not going to affect the economy in a bad way necessarily. Except for there's obviously going to be that guy who like, you know, whatever, he's a rich POS and like just has all this money to spend on WoW, and now he has all the gold, but that doesn't really ruin anything for anybody.
No, it just makes him have lots of gold.
Which good for him.
It doesn't necessarily devalue gold itself.
And that guy can buy all your stuff on the auction house, and just like
and control the auction house. I mean, there is a gold cap, so I mean, there's only so much gold he can actually have.
What's the gold cap?
I want to say it's 999,000 with 99 silver and 99 copper is what I want to say.
So basically $1 million.
Pretty much.
That's a shitload, dude.
It's either that or it's 10 million.
Or 10 million?
Yeah.
That's almost 10 times as much as the previous value you stated. That's also a lot.
I can't remember how many digits are available in the gold cap. It's either pretty much 1 million or 10 million, and I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's either way though. That's a ton. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep our eye on this whole thing. I think it's super fascinating.
It is.
Man, wow, craziness.
Wow's great.
Also, I don't. This is just a North American thing. I don't even know if it's coming to other territories like China, where gold farming is. Like
I
a
don't
big
think
deal.
I think it's just U.S. and Europe.
I'm sure they're going to try it
Because
out here and see what happens.
The Asian market for those things, their game time is super weird. They basically pay by the hour.
Yeah,
It's so fucking weird.
Actually, okay, so GDC is happening right now, the Game Developers Conference.
Whoa,
And
shit.
Valve was talking about some stuff. They've already announced this week they're making a VR
Half-Life 3.
Nope. They're making a VR headset.
Oh, okay.
They're releasing Source 2,
Oh.
another engine that apparently it's focused on user-generated content in some way.
Half-Life 3.
But not yet.
Oh.
Eventually. Also, we don't know if it's going to be Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na.
And they also mentioned this thing called the Steam Link that's going to be coming out this year.
What's that?
For $50. Imagine a Vita TV that plays Steam games from elsewhere in your house.
So imagine a thing that doesn't work.
No, imagine one that works. I'm assuming it works.
None of that shit really works.
Okay, but I'm going to pretend it works. It says you need a high or like a good network in your house, but theoretically you can like hook that up to your network and plug it into a TV somewhere in your house and run a game off of your like the Powerhouse TV in your bedroom,
Great.
or the Powerhouse PC, and just stream it. And it's just like a $50 little box.
That'd be awesome if it works.
Yes, I agree completely. I would definitely get one if it works.
It has
Sounds
to
super
work.
cool.
The thing about all of those things, I've tried to stream from my gaming PC to my HTPC, home theater PC, and
Using the Steam streaming.
yeah, and
Game sharing or
even
whatever?
though both of them are hardline connected and both of them are decent computers and both of them are, I have okay internet. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
I would say so.
But it's just it was choppy as fuck.
Yeah, I've been hearing that's kind of choppy, but maybe they'll have some new firmware for it that they'll be using a new system and it'll work a little bit better. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not
I mean, I
passing
hope
judgment on it
so.
yet, but if it works, it'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Sega is dead.
R.I.P. NP.
No, Sega is no longer developing console games. They're working exclusively on PC and mobile, the areas that they feel that has the most growth in this industry.
But what about Sonic?
Sonic is going to be still on consoles.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it either. Like, apparently there's a quote from, like, the guy who is, like, the head of Sonic Team right now, and he was like, I'm not planning on not making any Sonic console games anymore. Like, he's like, I'm not going to stop making console games with Sonic in them.
Point of inquiry, or just point.
Okay.
He probably should.
Well, there's still...
They're all bad.
Man. There's still, like, a lot of kids who really like Sonic, and...
Kids are stupid.
Yeah, well, that's a given. That's a conversation for another time. They're going to remaster Final Fantasy X.
Excuse me?
Final Fantasy X and X-2 remastered is going to the PS4.
And they're going to do it again?
With, like, they're not going to do it again. It's going to be the same game, probably just up-resed. But, like, how many times can they re-release that game before they have to acknowledge the existence of Final Fantasy XII?
They won't.
I want to play Final Fantasy XII again, Ryan.
You have a PS2.
I don't want to hook that up anywhere.
All right.
It doesn't even do HDMI.
Yo, it don't even do that.
It's useless to me.
Yeah, I know.
And being the beginning of the month, the free games of the month are out now.
I love free games.
So Xbox One is getting Rayman Legends, or they have it already.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, a game from what little I played of it, it's super fun. I can't wait to play it some more. Rayman Legends, and Xbox 360 is getting BioShock Infinite and Tomb Raider. 2012.
Oh,
which those games are both good.
I
don't know if you even necessarily agree with that.
No.
One of them's a shooter, so you're already like out of it completely.
Yep.
I think both those games are good.
Okay.
They're not like, holy crap, that game is so freaking good. Like, it's incredible, but they're both good games.
Okay.
PlayStation has got many games. For PS4, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, New and Tasty, which is a remake of that old ass PC game. That's like really creepy and weird.
I think it was PlayStation 1. Also,
I think it was out on PC. Yeah, was it PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't even realize that. That game's interesting. It's got really janky controls.
I never played it.
It plays like a Flashback, or whatever that old game. It's like Genesis game is. You also get Valiant Hearts: The Great War on the PS4.
Oh, I'm sad. I paid money for that one time.
Yeah. I would say that game seems like a good game to pay nothing for. I'll probably never play it though.
Yeah, I bought it.
If I'm being honest with myself,
I think I bought it on the last Steam sale when it was like $7.50, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Actually, $7.50 is not bad.
Yeah.
Papa and Yo is coming to the PS3, which I've heard of before.
I have too.
It's like a puzzle 3D platformer type thing where you play as a young boy in like Brazil or something, or like fictional Brazil, and you're followed around by this giant ogre man who's your dad or something. I don't really know.
Neat.
Also, another PS3 game, Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment, which I heard a lot about at E3 last year.
Yep.
It's this really interesting, like, mystery solving game where at the you link all the clues together, and then you can just accuse someone of being the criminal, and then after you do so, they do not tell you if you are right.
Oh, great.
There's like multiple endings to every case, and like the ending is just different depending on who you accuse and arrest, just on the merit of like the fact that you're Sherlock Holmes and you're like a heroin addict or whatever.
That's funny.
I'm actually probably gonna play that maybe tonight.
Okay.
Like, I heard that game's kind of funny. And then so the PS Vita games out this month are also cross-play or cross-buy/cross-play on PS4.
I love when they do that.
So I don't have a Vita, but I gotta play them anyways. Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Ollywood, which apparently exists. I think this is brand new, actually. You know about Ollie Ollie? It's like a 2D skateboarding game.
Nope, never heard of it.
It's like a 2D skateboarding game. I heard the timing's kind of imprecise. You got to hit X every time you land and stuff like that. And also, it plays kind of like an auto runner. I'll play this one for free. I'll play the second one for free, sure. And then Counter Spy, which I think I saw someone play this game once. I don't know very much about it. It's like a it's 2D, kind of almost like a puzzle platformer, but you don't platform. You have to solve puzzles by being a spy and like distracting guards, and it's also got this Cold War like balance of power thing going on that seems a little bit interesting. I don't know if I'll ever pick it up. I'm definitely acquiring games faster than I can play them, so
That's how it works.
I don't know how many I'm going to really get around to playing. But yeah, we've run over the typical 10 minutes. So I have to stop allowing myself that 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I also have to more naturally integrate the news into this podcast instead of just firing it off, because that's what I've been doing lately.
I tried.
Yeah, but I just had so many games to talk about. I'm going to make a conscious effort to play less games this week.
I don't know if that's going to be effective.
It's not going to be effective at all.
Okay. I mean, I did a really good job not playing shit this week, so
there's just new stuff coming out, and I wanted to peek into, and then like the iOS thing caught my attention, and Pokemon Shuffle I actually wanted to play the week before, but I didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows what next week has in store for us in the world of video games?
Well, I'm going to PAX this weekend.
Oh yeah, you're going to wait in line for a really long time. I can't wait to hear you talk about your PAX experience.
About my line. There's like a couple of really cool panels that I want to go to.
If you want to wait in line ever for the Blizzard booth,
nope.
You usually can get they give you a thing if you do it.
Oh, I like things.
Last year, I'm pretty sure if you waited in line the whole time, you got like Warlords of Draenor beta access.
I got that anyway.
Yeah, but still, you didn't know you were going to get that.
Honestly,
but they give you like a thing.
I bet you anything they're gonna if
Heroes of the Storm.
No, I already have that. I bought it.
Oh yeah,
they won't get that out. I don't think. If Overwatch is anywhere close to being kind of ready for beta, they might start giving that out.
I know it's playable.
It's playable, and in their panel they're talking about it. So we'll see. I don't know.
Oh, they're doing a panel?
Yeah, there's a panel Friday morning.
They did that last year.
There's a they're talking about Hearthstone, Overwatch, and Heroes of the Storm.
Make sure you go to anything Cards Against Humanity related, and be on the lookout for cards.
Okay.
Because last year they were giving out cards inside oatmeal packets.
I'm excited.
And I didn't know that until
it was too late.
I didn't know that until I got home with an oatmeal packet. I was like, oh, this oatmeal seems trivial and doesn't mean anything. And then a certain Giant Bomb personality hit me in the side of the head with a packet of oatmeal.
Oh, good.
And I was like, sweet, oatmeal. And I put it in my bag, and then the next day I woke up and I was like, wait a minute, there are cards in here.
Oatmeal.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I decided not to go to PAX this year because money and lines. Maybe next year. Maybe. I'll see what your experience was like, and maybe I'll go back.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's a very exciting thing. There's a ton of people there.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's like a lot of people, and you don't really like people, so
no,
that's gonna be interesting.
People are gross.
You're about to experience a whole new level of that.
Great.
Bring a water bottle and bring some snacks. That's my advice to you.
I love snacks.
Bring some. I got some emerald nuts last year to snack on. Good source of protein. Very effective.
Oh, excellent.
Check it out. Maybe get some beef jerky.
I don't like beef jerky.
What? Why not?
It's jerky.
What? I don't understand how you could not. What?
What?
It's so good.
No, beef jerky is not delicious.
If you had the teriyaki kind,
I haven't had hardly any because I don't like it.
I mean, it's beef and it's just kind of chewy.
Yeah, I could also eat my dog treats. Those are.
I wouldn't suggest that. Those aren't necessarily fit for human consumption.
Those are beef and kind of chewy. So.
Yeah, but these are fit for human consumption. They taste like teriyaki.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Okay, well, hope you don't. I'm sorry to hear you don't like flavor and protein and low-fat snacks.
Yeah,
because that's all that beef jerky is. It'd be great. I'm just saying, any of our listeners going to PAX, bring beef jerky. Don't be like Ryan. And if you see Ryan at PAX, don't you give him any of your beef jerky. He's gonna be like, dude, I'm so dehydrated. I'm so malnourished. I need protein. I need something. Don't give him your beef jerky.
So the funny thing
he brought this upon himself.
Is that nobody knows what we look like yet.
Nope.
So even if they did see me at PAX,
they would hear you speak and they'd be like, I know you. We almost have 10 people who subscribe to this thing on iTunes.
That's just true. I'm highly considering handing out Bear versus Man flyers at PAX.
That'd be awesome. It might infringe upon rules.
Maybe.
We should look into this because I'm pretty sure if you want to advertise at PAX, you have to pay money. So if you didn't, they'd be like, "Hey, you can't do that."
Fair.
Unless they don't see you doing it, in which case,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, we're over.
Yeah, we're mad over, but
yeah.
Such is podcasting.
Yeah, nothing makes sense. Nothing is real.
I'm looking forward to talking about PAX now. I got all excited about PAX.
I'm excited about PAX. It's gonna be something. I wanna give Dan Reichert a high five if I see him.
Oh yeah, dude, it's hard to find people. Like if there's like people that you've heard of that are there, like I'm not like there's just so many people.
Yeah.
Like if you like are looking for someone, the chances of meeting someone, whether it be famous or someone that you know who's there, like bumping into them, is like virtually zero because there's just so many freaking people.
Well, I'm gonna wear all of my Giant Bomb shirts at PAX.
Okay.
So hopefully, they'll see me.
If you really want to get Dan Reichert's attention, you should probably wear like an American flag, like a cape.
Honestly, yeah.
I highly suggest that you do that.
I mean, I might anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
At least I'm assuming you're gonna go to the panel at least. So.
Yeah, I want to go to the panel Friday night. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it was last year was great.
Yeah.
And Vinny was there, which I don't know if that's gonna happen this
year.
Yeah,
Vinny's there this year. He's on the he's on 2 panels.
That's so exciting.
One's with the GB crew, and then he's doing one with like Drew and Jason Ostriker.
Oh, about video stuff.
Video. They're calling it it's like stuffing video sausage or something like that, and it makes me laugh.
That's good. You've clearly done your research here.
Yeah, I looked at the schedule once.
That's great. Well, I hope you have a great time at PAX. I'm sure I'll hear all about it before next Wednesday when we talk about
probably
Bears again.
Bears.
But yeah, we're way over. So everybody have a great week. Play some video games, and we'll see you. Well, we're not gonna. You'll listen to us again next week.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bear vs. Man Gaming at gmail.com. Bear vs. Man on Twitter. BearVsMan.com.
I forgot that part.
Bear vs. Man on Twitch. We might do something later.
Oh yeah, we do have that. I almost made you have to add that in post.
Yeah.
You'd have been pissed.
I would have been.
You're like, I gotta hook my microphone back up.
I would have been all kinds of heated. All right. Anyway.
Bye, everybody.
Later.